Net worth breakdown, 25-year-old warehouse worker. Let's do something most people are too scared to do. Actually run the numbers on what a 25-year-old warehouse worker's net worth really looks like right now, today, not some fantasy version where everybody's got a trust fund and a paid-off house. Because if you're 25, working the floor, pulling pallets, running a forklift, loading trucks on third shift, and you feel behind, I want you to see the real math before you decide you're failing. You're probably not. Nobody ever handed you the rule book, and most of what you see online is either a guy flexing a Lambo he doesn't own or a doom and gloom headline telling you it's hopeless. Neither one is true, and neither one is useful. Here's the starting picture. A warehouse worker at 25, a few years into the job, is often making somewhere between $42,000 and $52,000 a year. More with overtime, a night shift differential, or a forklift certification bump. After taxes, that's roughly $3,000 a month, give or take your state and how much overtime you're pulling. Now here's where it gets real. The average 25-year-old in this country, blue collar or not, has a net worth close to zero. And a large chunk are actually sitting negative once you count student loans, credit card balances, and a car payment on something they financed at a rough interest rate. So if you're sitting at zero or slightly negative right now, you are not behind some invisible curve everyone else cleared. You're sitting exactly where a huge percentage of your entire generation is sitting. They just don't post about it. Let's break down where the money actually goes, because this is the part nobody puts on a whiteboard for you at orientation. Rent, or a room split with roommates, is eating $800 to $1,300 a month, depending on your city and how many people you're splitting with. A used truck or car payment plus insurance is another $400 to $600 a month, sometimes more if you financed it new. Food, phone, gas, the occasional night out with friends, that's another $500 to $700 easy. Add it up and a lot of guys are left with $200, sometimes less at the end of the month before anything even goes towards savings. That's not a discipline problem, that's a math problem. And math problems need math solutions, not just a lecture about lattes and avocado toast. Now here's the piece that actually moves the needle, and it's boring on purpose, because boring is what works. If you're 25 and you can find even $150 a month to put into a retirement account, a 401k with any kind of employer match, or a Roth IRA if your warehouse doesn't offer a plan, and you never touch it, that money has 40 years to grow before you're 65. Historically, the market averages somewhere around 7% a year after inflation over long stretches of time, even with the crashes mixed in. $150 a month for 40 years at that kind of average growth can turn into real six-figure money. Some projections put it well past $300,000 by retirement. Not because you got lucky or picked the right stock, because time did the heavy lifting while you were busy working your shift and living your life. Quick disclaimer, because this matters. This is general financial education, not personalized financial advice. Markets go up and down, everyone's debt and expenses look different, and your specific plan should factor in your own numbers, ideally with a real advisor who can look at your actual situation.
So here's what actually works if you're in this exact spot right now, starting from close to zero. Rule 1. Get any 401k match your warehouse offers before you do anything else with extra money. That match is free money, guaranteed return, and you are otherwise leaving it on the table every single paycheck you skip it. Rule 2. Build a starter emergency fund of $1,000 in a high-yield savings account before you aggressively pay extra on any debt. One blown tire, one missed shift, or one unexpected bill shouldn't automatically send you reaching for a credit card. Rule 3. Automate a fixed amount, even if it's just $50, into savings or retirement the same day you get paid, before you ever see that number sitting in your checking account. Because money you never see is money you never miss, and willpower runs out a lot faster than automation does. Here's the truth about being 25 with basically nothing saved. It's not a character flaw, and it is absolutely not too late. It's actually the best possible age to be starting from zero, because time is the one advantage you have right now that a 45-year-old with the exact same bank balance simply doesn't have anymore. The workers in this line of work who end up genuinely wealthy by 50 almost never started out with more money than everyone else on the floor. They just started earlier, automated the boring stuff, and stopped waiting to feel completely ready before they began. Next video, we're going deep on 1099 versus W-2 and what nobody tells blue-collar workers about how differently those two setups actually hit your paycheck and your taxes. Subscribe because we're doing this every single week, breaking down the real numbers nobody else bothers to explain to people who actually work for a living.